This could be considered irresponsible. And by that I mean potentially irresponsibly long. If you have never used the settings feature on YouTube to change the speed of the playback, and you think you want to watch this whole video, excuse me, then this would be the time maybe to set it on 1.5 speed or higher. I will sound sillier than usual with my voice sped up like that, but you might survive to see the end of the video. It's a long one, but it is a project that I've wanted to do for quite a while. I've hinted at it, talked about it, and it's taken me a couple of weeks. Like there's video from a week and a half or more ago, and then some stuff that I did today, or this is Saturday. I'm posting it on Sunday. And I hope you're having a great Sunday, and I hope that if you had a church fellowship, that it was a great time to get together. And if you didn't, then I want to encourage you to think about that. Could be a great opportunity to be encouraged. I am covered in sawdust still. Sorry. Excuse me. I'm working on something that is ugly and not that big a deal, but it's something I really need in the workshop. And so it's not for sale. It's not for somebody else. It's nothing fancy. But man, do I need this to try and make better use of the space that I have available to me. So thank you for taking time to watch. Thank you, subscribers. At one point in the video, I mentioned that I'm at 99. In the meantime, I went over 100, and as of today, Saturday night, I'm at 105. Boy, there's people out there that have hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers, but I'm really blessed and grateful for my 105. Thanks for everybody that has decided to just add me to your subscription list. That's really nice. And for taking time to watch. You might have noticed that the address changed. The Dead End Street, Freedom Goal USA, the number is changed, and that means that I've been blessed in the time between the last full form video to have reduced my debt, and by God's grace, there's more debt relief to come. More on that soon, I hope. I'm still working out some of the details and trying to think it through. But I built a table that I kind of envisioned, and I get to share it with you. And then tomorrow, this video will not be, I won't have video in it for a while, but tomorrow I think I'll be able to finish the table top and maybe the bottom shelf. And I just realized as I was looking over video for editing this, that the bottom shelf may be really, really handy for a little compressor that I have to maybe get out a bunch more tools that I've really got just stored away for a long time that I've been wanting to use, and I might be able to get to use regularly because they can be on this as kind of a mobile workstation. So in addition to wanting to get the planer out and the grinder more ready at hand, I may be able to also get the compressor tools going, and that would be fantastic. So I'm rambling. It's late. I've got to finish editing this and post it up so that it can be up for tomorrow. And I'm just really thankful for the chance to do this, get some work done. Beautiful day today, and to share it with you. And look forward to seeing if you have any comments and or any thoughts about it, including all the ways I could have done it better. There's no question there could be a lot of very, very helpful suggestions like that. Anyway, thanks very much, and I appreciate you taking time to watch. Again, maybe you want to put it on a fast speed. Just a pro tip for the day. Look forward to talking to you again soon. I need to beg your indulgence here while I try to sort out something I want to build. I really, really, really want to get my planer working. Well, I mean, in use. It works great. It's never been used. It's brand new. But I'm already generating so much dust in my cousin's garage that I have to clean up every once in a while. And there are corners and nooks and crannies that I can't get to right now. So the planer is going to throw all kinds of sawdust. So I really got to get it on something mobile. Here's my idea, and I'm trying to make use of stuff that is free and easy to start with and try to learn a few things along the way. I've got at least a 3-point checklist. Let's talk it through here. Just in terms of raw materials, I have got these doubled 2x4s that are mostly made of totally crud wood. Like if I were to separate these from the wood stove pallets that they came from, they wouldn't really be useful, but they're already kind of half-lapped because of the way they're put together. Some of them are pretty good, and so I've got some that I can use as uprights. But here's my idea. I want to make a cart with these lockable casters and these pieces and this height. I like this lower height, lower than a regular workbench, probably, at least suitable to my height, which is, you know, average 5'7". But I think I can take these and half lap the other ends, go ahead and cut the part off there that'll get those two 2x4s inside, and make these really honking solid frames. Maybe too solid. It is going to be heavy. But if I need to get bigger casters, I can. I've got plenty of these stretchers that are the same length, but also obviously really ugly, that I could use as the tabletop. And the idea will be to have a base that is like 41 inches, 40 to 44, and about 30 to 31 across. The idea would be the base would be that compact size, and then the bench itself would be at least 36 wide and at least 48. I really want 54 minimum as the length, because when I made the original cornhole boards and I needed to set them up with the legs on the angle and all that, they're 48 inches long, so the extension of the legs made them bigger than 48, so I couldn't actually fit them on the worktop that I had. So 54, 60, I don't know if I can get 5 feet or not, but putting them on these casters, I can potentially, while I'm still working in my generous cousin's garage, can put the planer on it, roll it out here, and use the planer out here and put the wood chips off into the compost pile, and potentially put a couple of other tools on there, like maybe the grinder, maybe the belt sander, and possibly have the mobile workstation, because I've filled this place up, my part of it, and I need to clear some stuff out. So that would allow me to get some stuff moving around. Thank you for your indulgence. If you've listened this far, you will be able to tell that I'm kind of thinking out loud, brainstorming, and trying to get my courage up to start making some cuts. It's not a big deal to half lap these paired 2x4s, and some of it, they're all nailed together, and so I can possibly even separate them slightly, put some wood glue in there, and clamp them back together and really have solid pieces. And it will not matter if they're ugly, because it's just a portable workbench. And that will be putting some otherwise junk wood to hopefully a really practical purpose and use. Okay, so that's the idea. That's kind of what I'm working on the next few days here, because there's some more important projects that I need to do, but I really want to get the planer going so that I can practice with it while I'm getting on to some bigger stuff. Yes, more brainstorming. Thanks so much for listening and watching. I've got something to share that it will be coming up, and I just want to say God has blessed me in a way that is it's still a give us this day our daily bread kind of situation, but it is a blessing that there's no reason to think that I deserved it or would have gotten it any other way than his blessing. And I'm very much looking forward to talking about it. But I want to share it in some detail. All that is all tied up in this idea that I'm getting closer maybe to being able to focus time on trying to build things that I sell or try to sell. So there's the idea. Thanks for watching. Boy, yeah, there's a real solid chance none of this got edited out. Thanks for your patience. These are 36 inches long. They are doubled 2x4s, very cruddy wood, most of it. And they have been trimmed on both ends, and they are 36 inches long. These are part of the framing for this portable or mobile workbench, not portable, mobile rolling workbench that I'm trying to make today. Please don't look at these boards. Why am I showing them to you? Well, because I miscut them. Yeah, no surprise. Let's look at these instead. This is the idea. I've got half laps on double 2x4s that make a nice little square. And these are the bottom and the top that I am building. Although I'm probably going to swap this one out for a nice flat surface for the top. Anyway, that's the idea, and I've got some additional boards here that I'm going to do some kind of half lap with. Depends on how fancy I feel like I can get safely, but I may half lap into these sideboards and put the uprights that way so that they're embedded inside, or I may not half lap at all and just put them in. That is the easiest, maybe the smartest thing to do. I'll see. I do intend to build a bottom shelf, so putting them in like that may just be the start of making the bottom shelf. That may be the best way to go. But okay, the cutting process, I think I've figured out what I did wrong, and so now I can continue. It might be time to glue and screw these together. Probably should just go ahead and go for it. All right, I've got some glue, and I've made 3 screw holes. Really, I think I'm going to reverse this on the rest of it. I'm going to have 2 on the outside, 1 on the inside. One, at least 2 going into one of the 2x4s, and at least one going into the other. So, everybody's seen plenty of videos of screws being installed, so I won't record that, but I'll show it when we get all 4 corners done. The nice thing about working on this to learn some new skills, improving my half lap understanding and some other things, is that this thing does not have to be precise. And I'm I'm experiencing a major imprecision. This clamp is necessary to get it even close to flattened out, and it is under a great deal of pressure. I apologize to Mark Daner, Jesper Makes. You guys, you're so good about this stuff. I'm making a kind of a junk table, so please forgive me. I'm not going to check square until the end because I kind of am afraid what I'll find. Either I have squared this up or I have twisted it into an off square. I'm not sure. Let me grab something here. Let's see. Just for fun. Okay. That's more square than I deserve for it to be. I may have to do a bit of flattening out. It's not like there's some of these boards were nailed together slightly unevenly. So I got a little bit of a raise here. Probably is not going to matter, but let's check square here. Yeah, it's, well, no, that may be the nail in the way. Let's see here. Yeah, boy, there's no way that could be any closer with just junk wood. That's good. I don't know if I've got this in camera or not. And yeah, there's a little bit there, but obviously that's a total junk piece of 2x4. All right, well, I'm glad my conscience appealed to me to check that. That is much more square than I expected it to be. Now, whether or not it is flat on the horizontal axis is another question. I'll have to find that out after I get it off the clamp. So I'm about to put 3 screws in this end, and this piece will be complete as a square, rectangle, whatever it is. I really wanted to try to get more of this done today, but I've got a pair of the matched, the doubled 2x4s here that I'm gluing up because there was some gap on the tops, and so it was making the measurements come out wrong on the half lap. So probably going to have to leave these to glue overnight and come back and finish later. And planning on going to see my mom for Mother's Day tomorrow, so I don't know that I'll get time. I don't think I'll get time tomorrow, so I'll have to try and work on this some more later. So it's not a finished thing today. I've got some time next week that I can work on this, and that's probably what it's going to have to be. But good progress today, and I feel real fortunate that I've gotten as far as I have. And I've got some ideas about how I can extend the tabletop in a way that will give me the distance that I need. I'll show some things about that soon. Hey, thanks for watching. And if you've got some suggestions or ideas, please comment. And thanks so much to my subscribers. As of yesterday, I was at 99 subscribers. Very interested to see. Yesterday, that was the 12th of May, so this is the 13th, and very interested to see if I go over that 100 mark, and if I do, I got to keep my promise to myself to get a sticker of the YouTube page of the Stark Arts for the back of the SUV, for the Blazer, and they're about $15 or so, the one I saw first, and so that'll be fun. But if I go over 100, that's my plan, and I'll be sure to show that if it happens. Hey, thanks very much, and I appreciate any time anybody has taken to watch the videos. Look forward to hearing from you with any comments you might have, and sure do appreciate it. Feel very blessed and grateful to have the freedom, the luxury, the health, the time to just tinker around some and also try to learn things. So thank you. The main focus of the day is going to be working on this rolling workbench. I've got caster wheels for the bench, but I'm beginning to think that they might not be heavy duty enough with the amount of weight that's going to be coming with these 2x4s. But it's what I have. I looked and found some bigger stuff, some heavier duty stuff, and I just decided not to spend the money. This is what I've got, so this is what I'm going to try. And then if they aren't enough, all right, I'll take them off, put them on something else, and get some bigger stuff. But we'll see how that goes. And I maybe, get to the point where that's what I get to be installing today. Let's see. I've got to double check my measurements on these that I intend to use as half lap upright supports for the table. And then I've got some additional pieces cleaned up on the ends so that if I need some different measurements or different parts, then I've got those kind of ready to go. And the base has been glued up for a few days. I wasn't able to get to the shop as much as I wanted this week, so it's been sitting here glued up for a few days, and we're going to try to make a top to match this and then put the uprights on and then put the wheels on and see if it is going to be a useful tool. Hope it is. It is very nice to find out that I have 2 more half laps for the top section cut to the right length already. Very nice. Feel blessed and grateful, and that ain't no joke. I do notice that this one's got a bit of a warp in it. It's pulled away a bit from where it's nailed together, so I'm actually going to, in advance, while I'm working on some other things, put some glue on that and clamp it up so that I'm going to try to straighten it out a bit in advance of putting the other 2 pieces on. And I'm going to be checking measurements on those next. Let me just say that the workstation situation is not exactly ideal, but I'm trying to make do with what I've got. And so when I have one project piled up on my main layout table, then sometimes another project gets put on it as well. Let's take a closer look. I have a very bad habit of trying to cut to precision in the prep process rather than waiting till the end and cleaning things off. So I've got a bit of an overhang here. I've got a bit of an overhang here at the bottom, and basically on all 4 sides. But I'm learning to not try to think that I can make it perfect and just goes together. So this is the top part, I think, because it's the cleanest wood, that the most complete wood that I've got. The top part of the workbench that is just about to be glued and screwed on the second end, so all 4 pieces will be together. And I'm going to have to let it set and dry for a while the other pieces are coming together too, and then we'll see about half lapping. And I've got a real dilemma on the half lap. Well, it's not really a genuine problem. It's just I'm trying to decide how tricky I want to get. I'll show you what I mean. This is an ugly piece of wood here, but it's just using it as a sample. The easy thing for me to do would be to just treat this one half lap and just secure it these 2 ways. What I'm trying to decide about, if it would be a little more have more structural integrity if I actually half lapped into here so that it would set in like that. But I'm a little nervous about doing that, so I may not. But once I get the 4 sides all done together, then I'll set it up and see how solid it is like this, and then we'll maybe take it from there. Well, I broke off my countersink. That happens sometimes, but this is still usable. Okay, I'm going with 3 on each end, 2 on the outside, 1 on the in. With glue, I think that's going to be plenty. If I got really aggressive with it, I could probably get 2.5 inches and put a long one through that way. If I ever start to have any shakiness to it, then that may be what I do. But for now, I think this is going to work just fine. Maybe just a little bit more. Because that end grain is very thirsty, I can see. Alright, got to do the other end as well, and then we'll screw with the glue and clamp it up. Alright, it's time to sand the base. So I'm just using a 100 grit, and I'm just gonna get it kind of cleaned off. Let us sand. Okay, there is the base, I think. I mean, it could be the top. But here's the other end. And they match up real well. So now it's time to build up the sides to put the top at the top. Almost there, maybe. Getting closer anyway. Alright, this is a dry fit. I think I've got it pretty well set. I'm not going to worry a ton if it's exactly level, because this is just a bunch of rough lumber. But let's put the top on and see how it looks. Well, the floor is not too level in this exact spot, so it's trying to fall already. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and glue and screw that together. Cool. This is the point where I start seeing all kinds of imperfections and slightly things that are slightly off, and oh, shouldn't you have tried a little harder and been a little better? And I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and make this. So, getting ready to glue these. This is the bottom, because that's a lot of rough wood, and I'm gonna hide that. And these are the sides. So I'm going to glue these panels and on 3 sides, I hope, and then screw it down.
And I'm going to do these two and then turn it over and do the other two. Well, it's about time to put the wheels on, and yes, I'm feeling like they're probably too small, especially since I got to get over some fairly big cracks and bumps in this little workshop area. But I'm going to start with these and give them a try, and they'll go great on something else if I decide they're too small. But it's come a long way, and I'm glad that we're just about to get things set up. Let's see how it goes. It went on very well. This one over here. This one, I'm very glad that the hardware set that came with it had a couple of extra washers, because I'm going to need one underneath as well as on top. But other than that, I think everything's fairly level, at least corner level. And now I'm going to finish installing them. All right. Mark it up a little bit. Pilot a little bit. Question if I should have done glue, but no, I realized after I thought, oh wait, I didn't glue them, that I don't want to glue them in case I have to replace them with bigger ones. So this is just right for what I need right now. To test it out and see if it's going to be okay. So we're just going to get a little bit in there. So hopefully don't get any splits. And there's number 4. All right. I'm using a little bigger screw than what came with. I just think it's going to have a chance of holding better that way. And we'll save those for something else. Oh, I just realized I missed something. I wanted to put a washer underneath there. That one was a little bit low, but I don't know if I'll be able to get it under there now. Let's see. Have to back them off a little bit. Yeah, that'll work. And last two. There we go. Now, I'm just seeing this right now, and I think I'm going to glue and clamp that a little bit just to get a little tighter together, but that part's okay. Boy, how... Now, I'm also wondering how much I really want to try to measure this out to see how close to square it is, but I'll save that for another time. Maybe I should let it all dry and settle glue-wise more, but I kind of want to see it and see how it does. Okay. Well, it's rolling pretty well there. Let me take it over the bumps. It's pretty solid. Let's see. All right, and that's without a lot of weight on it, but okay. Now I just need to think about a tabletop. How do I want to do that? And that will be for another day. Hey, thanks so much. This is a janky little deal, but it's a big deal for me because I got to get my planer out, and I need to get it outside so I don't spread sawdust all over this room. So this is hopefully going to be the planer table along with some other stuff. And thank you very much for taking time to watch. And it shouldn't have taken this long, but I did learn quite a bit in the process, including that I don't really know how to do half laps correctly yet, but I'm working on it.